As we grow up, we have a very innocent version of how the world works, and we believe certain things that aren't true. But as I mentioned, as we grow up, our fundamental understanding of how the world actually works starts to cement itself. And it's very rarely that you get to see a person have this realization in front of a camera. But luckily, I have it here for you guys to see.
You haven't been there for any of it, unfortunately.
I was there making money for
You
the family.
you throw money at my tears,
That's
which
what-
is
that's how-
okay.
you know what? Okay, when you say that, it hurts my feelings.
Why?
Because what if we were poor? It would be more difficult.
If we were poor, Papa, we would be divorced because there's no way you know how to show me love.
What?
Because you throw money at my tears, and if we were poor, what would you throw at my tears?
Love.
Okay, anyways, let's move on.
What was that?
I love you.
Do you guys think they allow screenshots in a museum? I mean, I know they allow everything in museums nowadays, like little human feces. Like, there is actual stucco in a museum. So, would they allow a screenshot then? I am really curious. Because I would love to put this. It says so much, a picture is worth 1,000 words. I couldn't agree more. The facial expression of the guy as he realizes he is living in the Matrix. The facial expression of the girl as she realizes, I should have kept this hidden. Like this shtick only works if he doesn't know about it. And looking at this picture, it almost tells me as if she wants him to stand up for himself. She wants him, for once in his life, to be assertive and to say something like, you know what, until you apologize to me, you're not going to get any more presents. You need to make it up to me. And then I will consider buying you another gift. And I think like that's why she wanted, because women do like men having self-respect. If you do not have self-respect for you, how can you expect others to respect you? I don't even blame women for thinking like this, because imagine if you had the opportunities, like the possibilities that a beautiful woman has, that you could literally just pick and choose from a variety of other beautiful women, the one that you like. Of course, you are going to pick and choose one that you like physically and also is financially stable. I would do that. I don't know about you. So I really don't blame their thinking, but it's funny because the man doesn't understand it, like he legitimately did not get it. And then you have the people on the internet, which are men, and they're trying to make excuses for this. And they're saying, I think I get where the girlfriend is coming from. Instead of working their problems out, the boyfriend just throws money around when she gets upset. She puts it very poorly, but I catch her drift. It's like, man, the reason they seem to be upset is that the boyfriend works a lot and doesn't spend enough time with her. But from the work that he does, he is giving money to her. Now, in a healthy relationship, they both should be working a lot. Like, she wouldn't miss him if she would also have a job where she works a lot and makes her own money. But instead, what she does is that she is relying on his money, and instead of being thankful for it, she starts nagging. She starts bringing up different issues, like, why aren't you here with me? Why aren't you doing this and that? But you don't see her reject the gifts. Like, you don't see her go, well, I would rather have you at my side than you working a lot, so I cannot accept these gifts. These are blood money. These are the money you made by keeping me lonely. No, she likes getting money. She likes receiving this. And I legitimately think that there is no societal pressure for women not to act like this, but there is karma involved into this. And it's really about capitalism, if you think about it. It's basically supply and demand. What's interesting is that when you're a stunningly beautiful woman and you're young, there is a lot of demand on the market for that. So she can actually divorce the guy, and she will easily find someone else to replace him with because the demand is high. But as she grows in age, as she becomes less beautiful and more old, the demand starts dwindling. And all of a sudden, if she doesn't make the right decisions for her, if she doesn't do the correct decisions when she's young, she's going to suffer when she's old. Because she's going to realize that people aren't catcalling her on the street anymore. It's a lot more difficult to find a guy that she likes. And as time moves on, she can end up single and sad and upset. And then she's going to blame the patriarchy. Because she's going to look around her at other men her age, which seem to have made it in life, which have stable families and stable relationships, and they're really happy, and they have a family that is going to take care of them when they're old. And she doesn't get any of that, so she's now going to be upset. Meanwhile, for the man, for this gentleman, he's not the best looker, but he does make money. So again, when she will dump him, if that's what it comes to pass, he can actually date women younger than him, like 4 years, 5 years younger than him. And it's not that necessarily most women are gold diggers. It's just that you would have to put yourself into the position of a woman to understand how it is for them. Like, imagine in the world of dating apps, which is becoming more and more prevalent for the younger generation, like more people are getting hooked up using dating apps than actually going outside. In fact, in most cultures, going outside and hitting on a girl is considered harassment. No, seriously, like the more progressive a culture is, the more likely that this would happen. So you are forced to use dating apps. Now imagine you live in the reverse world where the roles are being reversed, and you're a man, and you go on Tinder, and on every woman you swipe right, it's a match, and you can legitimately start talking with that person. Who are you going to choose? The beautiful woman that says, yeah, let's hang out in my dorm with my 3 and 4 other friends, or the other gorgeous woman that already has a car, has a house, has her life in order, and is asking you over to her place. Which one are you going to choose? Because this is exactly how it is for women. Like, as a man, most men on Tinder, they swipe right. They want to cast a wide net. To cast a wide net to see what they manage to catch. Which causes for women, whenever they swipe right, chances are it's already a match. And then she can start talking. So who do you think the woman is going to choose? Is she going to choose the man that is living in a dorm, or is living with someone else? Or is she or with his parents? Or is she going to choose the man that already has a car and has his own house? Like, this is the first impression. You don't know anything else about that person. Because it's not like you can know a lot of things about them on Tinder. And yeah, I think the internet has definitely changed the way human interaction happens. Not for the better, because back in my day, in Romania, the technology came a little bit later. But the idea was that if you wanted to go out, if you wanted to date, you could only date from your circle of friends. And it was usually like you would know a guy that knows a guy that knows a girl that's single. And you would then try to meet up, and that was a date, and that was it. So when you had a relationship, you had to be extra careful about it, because you knew that if something happens to the relationship, it's very difficult to get another one. Nowadays, when I was starting to date, I legitimately didn't care. Like, if I don't like the girl, I could just ghost her and find someone else on social media. Just use a dating app and find someone else. You talk with 20, 30 girls, chances are 1 or 2 are going to say yes. And that's the situation. This is why it's actually a detriment, because I do believe that while relationships are important for the pleasure aspect, and they do provide how should I say, a feeling of good. They're also supposed to lead to something more important. In the case of the people that we talked about, it led to marriage, and marriage is supposed to raise kids for the new generation. Like, we need the new generation, right? And even if you don't think you need the new generation, who will take care of you when you're old? Who will take care of you when you can't work anymore, and you need someone to bring you, as the Romanians like to call it, a glass of water to your bed? and that's why it's important to have a family, because nothing can replace that. I know so many old people from the hospital that are absolutely depressed because their kids have left the country. They travel to Canada, they travel to Germany, or to a foreign place, and they never get to see their parents again. And for the parent, it's devastating to know that they are alone when they're aged. And sure, you can go to an old people's home, or you can. It's not the same. An institution will never replace the warmth that you can get from your family, which is why it's important when you have a kid to invest all you can into that kid, into the education, invest all the love and the care, so that when you're old, it's being returned to you. I take care of my folks whenever I can. In fact, I hate the fact the most about this pandemic that I haven't seen my folks in ages. I haven't seen my grandmother in ages. And this really hurts. And, I hope that when I have kids, they're going to get the same feeling of affection for me when I'm old. This is why it's really funny. It's really funny because if you tell a woman that it's important to have a family, you're going to have feminists screeching at you. And they view this advice as if you're trying to control her, when it's actually an advice for that person's own good. It's like telling someone you should go to school. It's like telling someone maybe you should learn how to do a job so that when you grow up you can take care of yourself. It's literally that thing. But here it's like you should have a kid because when you're old, you want someone to talk to you and you want someone to still give you love and take care of you. Because otherwise you're going to be miserable and depressed. Statistically speaking, maybe you're the person that can find happiness in a cat. I don't know. But I went to the hostel. I seen the elderly being heavily affected because they can't see their families anymore, or regretting that they didn't make the good choices in life and they don't have a family. So, you don't want to be in this position. And the clock is ticking. I also find very interesting about society, now that I'm on this rant, and this is really hilarious to me, is that you see a lot of pickup artists, and I despise them. I despise them because when I was in high school, I was also desperate, and I think I found this pickup artist. What was his name? Like David D'Angelo. A colleague of mine gave me some CDs, and he had like the worst advice possible. But the thing is, like, he was making money out of it, because you live in a culture where the teachers, the movies on TV, like the romance movies and the media and everything else, tells you how to behave as a man, which is completely wrong. Like, if you listen to the advice, you end up ostracizing all the girls around. Like, no one is going to be interested in you. So what ends up happening is that you play by the rules and you don't understand, like, why is no girl interested in dating you? So you're desperate, like, you want to improve. You know something is wrong. You know that you're doing something poorly, and you need the companionship. It's not about sex. It's like everyone else has a relationship, and you want to have a relationship too. And there's no one that is willing to help teenage boys in order to figure it out. Like, all the advice that feminists give, it's like, oh, be a good ally, never speak if a woman is speaking. Like, that is not working. That is bad. Like, I saw in the forums, like, guys complaining that, look, I'm doing everything feminists tell me to, and it still doesn't work. And when they do that, they step out of line and they get whipped by the other feminist males and say, you shouldn't expect any sex in your... It's not that they're expecting sex, they're expecting, companionship. And they look at feminism, they think this is what women want. So they try to emulate what women want in order to try to get themselves more desirable. And you have more luck becoming more desirable if you listen to Jordan Peterson than to any feminist out there. It's like, what do you need to do? You need to clean your room, right? Like, get your life in order, straighten yourself up, stop being so agreeable, put yourself first, because other people are going to put you first. And once you get your stuff in order, then you can have a move. But anyway, right, I was talking about the pickup artists. Now, the thing with the pickup artists is that, from what I understand and what I saw, most of them are really good at marketing and selling stuff. And what they want is for you to buy their book, subscribe to them, like, do all these things, give them money, basically. And they prey on the young men that want to improve. Like, they know they have a problem and they want to improve, but they don't know how. So they go to the pickup artists, right? And you have, like, feminists shaming pickup artists. And Most progressive people view pickup artists as scum, but for the wrong reasons. Like they're trying to get men in order to have a relationship, and society is like, you're just trying to convince men to sleep with many women as if that's a good thing. It's kind of weird, you know. It's like the reverse thing. Like if you're a man and you sleep with a lot of women, is now like bad. You slut. But meanwhile, like there are on YouTube. Like actually on YouTube, there are channels with women that teach other women how to be gold diggers. And that is completely fine. In fact, I am willing to bet that if I were to name and shame one of these channels and bring a hate mob upon them, the media would condemn me. They would condemn me. It's like, how dare you? How dare you? You naughty, naughty boy. And, you know, like people notice these double standards in society. And I notice them as well. But I laugh, you know, because, again, it's not men and women are equal. Like, they're equal under the law. And that's how it should be. But we're not, we're a biological dimorphic species. So what ends up happening is that men have certain advantages and disadvantages, and women have advantages and disadvantages. And I literally think that when a woman is young, she has all the advantages, she has all the pluses, she's going to be the leader of her social circle. And all of the power goes away as she ages. While for a man, it's the other way. When you're young, you're kind of worthless. You have no value. But as you're getting older and you're getting your stuff together, you become more valuable. It's not fair, it's not equal, it's not equitable, but it is the way it is. Like, I look around me, at least maybe in Romanian society. Maybe in other societies, things are different. Let me know what you think. And I will see you guys in the next video.